League of Legends is one of the most competitive esports in the world. Since its launch in 2009, it has produced some of the greatest teams, legendary players, and unforgettable moments in gaming history. From dominant dynasties to underdog stories, these teams have defined the esports scene and cemented their names in history. But who are the greatest League of Legends teams of all time? What are their biggest victories, and how did they rise to the top? Today, we're diving deep into the teams that changed the game, their legendary moments, and why they are considered the best in League of Legends esports history. T1, SK Telecom T1, the dynasty that defined LOL Esports. When you think of League of Legends dominance, one team stands above the rest, T1, formerly known as SK Telecom T1. Led by Lee Faker Sang-hyuk, the greatest League player of all time, T1 has established itself as the most successful and legendary team in LoL history. How they became great. T1's journey to dominance began in 2013 when they won their first World Championship. Faker, only 17 years old at the time, shocked the world with his insane mechanics, perfect decision-making, and unmatched confidence. The team played with unprecedented synergy, and from that moment, they became the team to beat. But they didn't stop there. T1 won Worlds again in 2015 and 2016, becoming the first and only team to ever win 3 World Championships. Their style of play was revolutionary, setting new standards for macro play, team fighting, and champion mastery. Greatest victory, 2016 World Championship. If one tournament solidified T1's dominance, it was Worlds 2016. Facing off against Samsung Galaxy in the Grand Finals, T1 was pushed to the limit in an intense 5-game series. Despite being on the back foot at times, Faker and the team pulled off clutch plays, showing why they were the best in the world. With a 3-2 victory, they became back-to-back world champions, proving that their dynasty was untouchable. Even today, T1 remains one of the strongest teams in the world, and Faker continues to be the face of League Esports. Damwon Gaming, the new kings of Korea. For years, Korea ruled League of Legends, but after T1's golden era, no team could carry the torch until Damwon Gaming arrived, their rise to power. In 2020, DWG dominated the LCK, Korean League, displaying incredible coordination, precise macro play, and an aggressive early game. They didn't just win, they crushed their opponents, proving that they were the strongest team in Korea. Their top laner Nuguri, jungler Canyon, and mid laner Showmaker became household names, outplaying the best teams in the world. Greatest victory, 2020 World Championship. At Worlds 2020, DWG was unstoppable. They stormed through the tournament, dropping only a single game in the group stage and dismantling teams with absolute confidence. In the Grand Finals, they faced Suning Gaming, and while Suning put up a good fight, DWG's superior macro and team fighting secured them a 3-1 victory. With that win, DWG ended Korea's 2-year Worlds drought and reclaimed the title for the LCK, proving that they were the new kings of League Esports. Edward Gaming, China's underdog champions. For years, China's League of Legends scene was filled with super teams, but none of them could bring home a world championship. That changed when Edward Gaming shocked the world in 2021. How they became champions. EDG had always been a top team in China, but they struggled to break past Korea's dominance on the world stage. Enter Worlds 2021, where they were not even considered favorites. With players like Scout, Viper, and Flandre, EDG played a disciplined, strategic style, focusing on team fighting and objective control. Greatest victory, 2021 World Championship. EDG's most legendary moment came when they defeated T1 in the semi-finals, a moment that shocked the world. But their real challenge was the Grand Finals against 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐸, the reigning world champions. The odds were against them, and many thought they wouldn't stand a chance. The series went to a full 5 games, with both teams giving it their all. In the final game, EDG played flawlessly, securing early objectives and outplaying DWG in every major team fight. With a 3-2 victory, EDG became the first Chinese team to win Worlds since 2018, making history and proving that they were among the best teams to ever play the game. G2 Esports, the kings of the West. For a long time, Western teams were considered weaker than Korea and China. That all changed when G2 Esports emerged as the strongest Western team in history. How they became a super team. G2 was built with some of the most talented players Europe had ever seen, including Perkz, Caps, and 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐿. They played a unique, aggressive style, focusing on constant fights, unexpected strategies, and outplaying their opponents mechanically. Greatest victory, 2019 Mid-Season Invitational. Greatest victory, 2019 Mid-Season Invitational. In the semi-finals of the MSI 2019 tournament, G2 competed against SKT, who finished in first place. During the history of the worldwide best-of-5 competition, Faker's side had never been defeated by a Western team. However, G2 altered the course of history. Their victory over SKT 3-2 shocked the entire globe and shown that Europe is capable of competing with the best. 𝐾𝐴𝐵's and Perkz's incredible plays were the key to their victory. As a result of their victory over Team Liquid in the Grand Finals, they became the first European team to ever win the MSI tournament. This triumph solidified G2's position as the most powerful team in the history of the Western region, and they continue to be regarded as one of the most famous teams participating in League of Legends. Invictus Gaming, the team that changed everything. For years, Korea was untouchable in League of Legends. From 2013 to 2017, they dominated every international tournament, and no team could match their perfect macro, disciplined playstyle, and strategic depth. It felt like an unbreakable dynasty, and every Worlds final seemed like a guaranteed Korean victory. Then, in 2018, everything changed. Enter Invictus Gaming, IG, a team from China that didn't just defeat Korea, but shattered their dominance and rewrote history. Unlike Korean teams that favored calculated slow play, IG was relentless, aggressive, and completely fearless. They didn't care about waiting for the perfect fight. They forced fights constantly, overwhelmed their enemies with pure mechanical skill, and played with a level of confidence that had never been seen before. At the core of IG's success were some of the most mechanically gifted players in history. The 𝐥𝐤𝐤, their top laner, was an absolute monster in lane, outplaying his opponents with insane micro-movements and perfect execution. Rookie, their mid laner, was the heart of the team, delivering some of the most clutch performances in Worlds history. And 𝐥𝐤𝐤, their ADC, played with such aggression and precision that he completely redefined the role of bot lane carries. During Worlds 2018, IG stormed through the competition, playing like they had something to prove. When they faced Korean teams, they didn't just win, they destroyed them. It was the first time in history that a Korean team looked outclassed in every way, and for the first time in years, it became clear that the LCK's reign was over. Their greatest moment came in the Grand Finals against Fnatic, the best team Europe had ever produced. Many expected a close 5-game series, but IG had other plans. They obliterated Fnatic in a brutal 3-0 sweep, securing the fastest Worlds Finals victory in history. With that win, Invictus Gaming did what no team had ever done before. They ended Korea's era of dominance and began the age of China in League of Legends. Their victory inspired a new generation of LPL teams, proving that mechanical skill and aggressive play could win championships. Even years later, IG's impact is still felt in the competitive scene. They were more than just a Worlds winning team, they were the team that changed everything. The greatest teams in League of Legends history. From T1's legendary dynasty to G2's Western dominance, these teams have defined League of Legends esports. Each one has had unforgettable victories, shaped the history of competitive play, and inspired millions of fans worldwide. But the question remains, who is the greatest LOL team of all time? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more esports history.